So, our investigators are gathered together at 18 Grosvenor Square, discussing their plans to go and visit the apartments of the artist Cecil Hunter at the Red Lion, and investigate Abnowick's shop Unconsidered Trifles. Miss Plum is very against Elsie doing any more wandering about the dark streets of London dressed as a boy, and has put her foot down on this occasion. That Miss Smith will not be coming with you this evening. Absolutely no way. Over my dead body. Is what she says. And currently you can hear her and Elsie arguing in the other room as you make your plans. And then, just as you're reconfirming what you plan to do next, you hear a knock at the door.
Oh, I'm just going to go and grab that. I'm going to go and open the door, and there's assuming Ignatius in front of me.
Yes. And I am wearing 5 capes. Purple, black, gold, red, yellow.
Have I seen Ignatius before?
Probably in passing.
Yes, you met during the cat statue incident before Ignatius headed off out of the society. You met briefly.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Come in. And I'm just gonna step back to let you through.
One moment.
Yes.
Why does it seem so much more pleasant than here than when it was when I was last time?
Maybe because you're yelling less loud.
No, that possibly no.
Oh well.
I didn't shit myself. That's right. And then I walk right in.
He's an odd fella.
You step over the threshold into the hall of the society. You can hear voices from the parlour upstairs and other voices from further off in the house, seemingly having a private argument.
Oh God!
As you step in, I would like a spot hidden from Maximilian, please, and a sanity roll from Ignatius.
Spot hidden.
Yes, please.
Let's go and spot some hidden. Oops, that's James. That's the wrong character.
Who's this James?
I mean, he's probably here, but currently
someone has stolen his job.
I mean, I'm seeing things.
Yes, so Ignatius, you step through into the house. Are you heading towards where you can hear Mortimer's voice from the parlour upstairs?
All right. So Maximilian, is that what you prefer?
Yep. I'm good.
Where's the party at?
I think the others in the parlor. Planning about things. I'm not sure if how to prioritize things right now, but just come with.
Are things bad? Are things bad? That's a yes. All right, don't worry. I'm here. I'm the genius. I'll fix everything.
Okay. I'm gonna just look very doubtful, but I'm not gonna comment on that.
Yes. As Ignatius heads past you, Maximilian, you see something. You see, it takes you a moment just to realize what it is that's wrong, and then you realize his shadow. It's not quite right. As he passes through the gaslight into the house, you see his shadow just twists a little, shifting and moving. I
I'm
need a
still
sanity
drunk.
check from Maximilian, please. Maybe you're drunk. Maybe this...
Yeah, it's probably fine. I'm probably just still drunk. Nope, I'm not fine.
You're not fine, no. No, you wish you could pass this off as being drunk, but you have realised since, I believe, either yesterday or earlier today, that
Yeah.
things... This is all real, this is all happening, and everything is terrible. And yeah, that wasn't right. Something is wrong. And I would like you to roll me 1d3, please.
All right.
As a d6 and halved, or d3.
A 1.
You lose 1 point of sanity.
This is fine.
Ignatius, you head upstairs to the parlor.
As I'm noticing that, I'm gonna. Is everything all right with you, Ignatius?
No, everything is horrible.
Yeah, because your shadow is weird.
What? Really?
You turned around, and he twisted
Well, I am.
in a way you didn't move.
I don't know. I'm pretty quick. Maybe you didn't see it. Maybe you got stupid eyes. Yep. I'm just gonna go with you have dumb eyes. I go up.
I'm just gonna go to the kitchen and get another bottle.
So you're heading down the wine cellar, you mean? You don't just keep bottles in the kitchen.
Fair. I'm gonna go to the wine cellar and get a new bottle. Because I'm gonna need one for myself.
Now I'm actually at this point boogieing. Like my shadow's twisting. Please. I open the door with great vigor.
As you throw open the door, you see D'Angelo, John, and Mortimer gathered together. Have you met D'Angelo yet?
One time.
Yes, you have.
One time. As I enter the door, or as I enter the room, I'm going to take all of my capes, run them across my face, and go, "It is I, Ignatius the Humble."
Welcome. I hope you're doing well this evening.
No!
Afternoon.
No, everything is horrible. Oh, I'm going to die.
Ignatius, you're back.
I am. Oh, God, it's my battle librarian. I need your prowess.
Well, I'd like to say good evening, but it's more just evening.
Dr. Mortimer Davenport.
Pleasure to meet you again.
I'm thinking there might be some problem with my image, because is Max still drunk? And then, oh yeah, Max was going through the things last time, like on where my face is in stream. So I'm not sure that is the way it's supposed to be.
Oh, yeah, on the stream. Oh, magic.
All right, I'm good.
Ignore the glimpse behind the curtain. You saw nothing. Oh, going so well over here.
Perfection.
Oh. Ignatius, the matter with the cats has been resolved, that black cat thing. No longer an issue. We won't probably have a problem with that again.
Oh, I had almost completely forgotten about that because I was so mad at all of you for letting me down as my only friends in the world that I kind of had hoped that you had all gotten eaten by those cats, because you really fucked up and really screwed me. But you know what? I don't really have any other friends, and I am deeply intoxicated, so here I am.
Well, basically, I think Mr. Greaves was looking into a couple of books stolen from
Our
the library.
library? Or your
No.
library?
His library.
From King's
His
College.
library. Who dared besmirch the battle librarian's library?
One of the books was a quite valuable Shakespeare, which we've managed to track down to where it's ended up. The second book is the most unusual one. It's the Book of the Horned Man. It seems more of the dangerous book variety, we'll say. And the person who stole it has turned up dead. and the person who was forging it for him has gone insane
Oh,
and
good.
had the book stolen from him before, well, probably before he was locked up, so we were going to try and track the book down. Oh, the gentleman, Cecil Hunter, I believe his name was, the one who had been forging the book, and went mad. He's convinced the monster has climbed out of the book, basically.
So the monster was contained in the book, and now is no longer contained in the book?
Something along those lines, but somehow what he was doing, either his reading or his forging, has let it loose.
Okay, I have a really good idea.
So that's more or less what we've found out so far. I think we're trying to find the book. Hopefully we can put it back together and resolve whatever it is. But there was a strange matter. Elsie and myself went to investigate the scene of the murder, and we found footsteps, muddy footsteps on one of the, I think, the top floor of the property. It looked like someone had broken in beforehand, before we went into the property. But I think Mr. Williams spoke to a gentleman called Abner Wick, who owns we'll say a curiosity shop. He sells unusual items, and he seemed to be aware of the theft. Well, not the theft so much as the death of what was his name? Double check. Charles Leiter. He seemed to be aware of that, although it only recently happened. So what I actually suspect is either, well, to be fair, it's very unlikely Mr. Wick was able to climb in through that high window. I haven't met the gentleman, but I was under the impression he was quite a large gentleman, quite strong and quite bulky. I suspect he's not the most agile of people to be able to climb up a drain pipe and through a window, so he may have had someone working for him who found out about the death beforehand. There's a few strange things.
Was the pipe made of metal?
I have no idea. We didn't have time to check that because a couple of mobsters turned up to collect a debt. It seems that Charles Leiter had been borrowing a lot of money.
Mobsters?
Yeah, they seem to be debt collectors of some fashion.
Oh, God, if only I was there, and they would have owed us money. All right, so I have a brilliant idea. A wonderful idea. We ignore all of that, and we focus on saving my life.
I'm gonna bust open the door with like 4 bottles of wine in my hand.
My
and
man!
like, I'm providing solutions. I'm just starting to open the first one.
I'm gonna grab a bottle of wine. I'm gonna go, oh, tell them about my shadow.
His shadow's weird. He's turned around and twisted when he was walking past me. And not the way, shadows move on like normal. It was weird. I don't understand it.
Not the strangest thing I've heard, but it does make sense. Ignatius, I think I've got an idea. The entity that's causing you problems at the moment, I believe it might be the Black Pharaoh, potentially. Because, I'm trying to think, there's some matter to do with a red pyramid involved with that ritual, wasn't there? In the ritual that caused you the dream issue in the first place.
Oh, I have gotten some of my memories back, and I've read the book multiple times. Keeper, does that jive with what I kind of know?
I don't believe so, no.
Can I make a mythos roll?
Yes. What specific bit of mythos knowledge here are you trying to, recall or know?
I'm trying to cross-reference what he just said.
With what you know from the book you've read?
In my somewhat regained memories.
Okay, yeah. Give me a Cthulhu mythos roll, please.
Okay. Big money. Oh, God, absolutely no big money.
You
no,
can't see the dots on this one.
The thing with the Black Pharaoh is there was a pyramid tied in with him. The bent pyramid or the red pyramid is a few. I remember a strange painting, a strange Shipley painting that had this weird pyramid thing on. And I think it's not the picture, but I believe the Red Pyramid itself is tied in with what the issues you've got. So I think the entity you've got a problem with may be the Black Pharaoh.
Possibly. I was talking. Oh yeah. Before. Wait. Hold on. One moment.
I have actually spoken to him before, a couple of times, I believe. He's a strange gentleman, tends to be pitch black, and you never tend to see his face. At least I haven't seen his face.
I talked trash to an entity.
There was one, read Ptolemy. Because those were Greeks, those weren't black.
Yeah.
Forgive me if I am being rude, but I fear we have gone off very far from our original purpose
I
and
believe
goal.
I believe we need to get to the Red Lion, check out Charles Leiter's accommodation, see if we can track down who stole the book.
All right. Question. So if we get all this book business sorted, can we return to trying to save my life? Because my dreams and my lack of sleep, it's a strange combo, I know.
Oh, definitely.
All right, fine. I'll just fucking take care of this book business in like 45 minutes, and you lot can help me out. Wait, where's the awful woman that lives here? Well, there's many awful women that live here. This place is filled with awful women. They're awful to me.
Which one?
Well, there's that awful maid that betrayed me, and then that awful woman who tried to kill me with the painting and kicked me out and made me lay in my own shit, and then that awful maid or maid mother that she has.
I believe all those young ladies are occupied elsewhere at the moment.
Oh.
So,
I mean, oh, yay. I'm so happy that they're safe.
And I think it's unlikely we'll encounter any of them in the Red Lion if we head there quickly.
Well, does anyone need a cape? It's quite cold outside. John Greaves. My purple cape. My 17th favorite cape, which is actually quite high.
Shall we leave?
D'Angelo,
That would be best.
Yes, let's.
I've read 2 of your books.
All right, let's go.
Okay, as you head on down the stairs and out, Ignatius, you hear a voice from behind you. You know how the saying goes, speak of the devil and she shall appear?
I turn.
Mr. Emberath. You see Agnes Purton, the maid. Agnes the maid, standing at the top of the kitchen steps. Mr. Emberath, sir. You got a moment?
Yeah, I suppose I do. One second. I'm gonna turn around and do a line of cocaine because I'm gonna need it for this conversation.
I think Mortimer will probably just head out ready. We'll just wait for him outside.
Yeah, we'll just leave.
I couldn't help but overhear. It sounds like you're going into dangerous territory. And
Yeah, and you're probably hoping that I die.
No, not at all. I wanted to wish you good luck and give you something to protect you.
What?
I've been saving this for you.
You?
You've not been back for months. And she
You
reaches
hate-
into the pocket of her apron and pulls out a white rabbit's foot.
I took my rabbit.
You did not take your rabbit.
Did you kill my rabbit? Agnes, did you kill my rabbit?
I don't know what you're talking about, sir. Good luck.
Agnes? I want you to understand something. I'm a man who lives in hell. And you have made an enemy of a man who lives in hell.
I simply wanted to wish you good luck.
I'm
So-
going to use the lube quick.
And the soup was delicious. Evening, sir. And she disappears downstairs back to the kitchen.
One moment. I'm going to go to the bathroom. The one
Outside the
furthest-
carriage is waiting.
I understand. I have to do something. 1 second. You're the friendly snake person. Yep. Incoming DM. I will take care of that. And then I will go out to the carriage.
Okay, so what is it that you are doing as you step out? This is not an instant thing or a risk-free thing, I do not believe.
I'm going to cast Abyss of the Mind's Eye on Agnes.
Have you used this spell before?
Once.
Can I see this?
I went to the bathroom.
Yes.
She killed my rabbit, and I'm a savage.
When did you cast this before?
I thought I cast it early on.
Dr. Hughes, I think it was.
Did it
Yes.
work?
No.
No.
God, no.
So this is pushing the failed power roll.
Oh, yes.
Okay, give me a power roll, please.
Green button or purple?
Just the green one will do nicely. Okay, so Abyss of the Mind's Eye. Give me just a moment as I try and remember what else that spell is called. I really should stop giving things alternative names.
Can I spend some luck to fix that power roll?
No. Depends how much.
It's just 6 luck. It would be fine.
Not on a power roll, no. So you are pouring your sanity and your energy into this spell, seeking to cause harm to Agnes. Is that correct?
Oh, yeah. Killed my rabbit.
Killed your rabbit, yes.
She's a sociopath.
Maybe indeed. So as which one was? Yes, one. I need you to roll 1d3 and deduct that from your sanity, please.
Okay. Very good.
I need you to deduct 10 magic points, please.
Gotcha.
If you have 10 magic points.
I'm down to 6.
Excellent. And I need you to make me a power roll and roll me a d10, please.
Alright, power roll.
Okay,
7.
Ooh, that's a d10, that's why. Oh, the power roll, it was above that. Yes, that makes sense. Alright, ignore what I just said. I misread it and I'm like, hang on, a d10 on the power roll? No. Separate things. Let me just... Ooh, that's a hard success. Indeed. You hear a scream from downstairs in the house. A panicked and terrified scream. Those of you outside waiting in the carriage just for Ignatius to come outside hear this scream as well.
Yeah, run back in.
And as you
I'm checking on her.
run back into the house, things are not all entirely as they were when you left. The air is choked with a thick smell of brimstone. This thick sulphurous smell filling the air. And the lights, you see the gas lights flicker, and it's just whispering wind blows through the house. Scream falls silent.
I never left the house, so would I have arrived first?
Yes, you
to
arrived
check
first.
on-
You saw Ignatius talking to Agnes, and she went downstairs. You heard her scream after Ignatius has gone off to do what Ignatius has gone off to do.
Yep. I walk out the bathroom. Oh, God.
Oh my
Golly.
god. Ignatius,
that's
was that you?
Awful. Oh. Must have been the fish and chips.
I heard somebody scream.
Hey, was that
it's
you?
Probably me.
Hmm.
That was like shaped like a football.
Agnes isn't here anymore. Is that correct?
Yeah, she went downstairs.
Do I not see her? I would like to. Can I go find her?
Yes, you go make your way downstairs, and you see at the foot of the staircase down to the kitchen. Agnes is just staring in horror, like. You see them? Moving for the shadows.
Sorry, I do not see anything. Are you?
No, I'm not okay.
Are you all right?
No, I'm not okay. There is some sort of monster in this house, and I don't know if he brought it in with him, or if he summoned it, or maybe it's not even him. Maybe Tildy's finally caught up with me.
Who are you? Who are you? Who are you talking about? Who brought what?
Mr. Emberath, he I gave him the rabbit's foot. I wished him good luck. And then there were monsters crawling from the walls. No,
I don't see anything now.
it's not
Will you
right.
allow me to help you off of the floor?
Yeah.
While I help her, can I do like a little psychology to see if she has legitimately lost her mind, or if there may have been something else at play here?
Yeah, give me a psychology roll, please. She does not seem okay. She seems not herself at the time being. Agnes is usually fairly collected. She seems like she's suffered a terrible fright and horrible experience. You've seen people who've seen horrible things before when they've glimpsed things they shouldn't, and this seems very much like that sort of effect.
I'm gonna
Right,
pop
so-
on in, since if I can hear D'Angelo's voice, since he didn't leave the house. D'Angelo?
They're downstairs. Yeah,
I go downstairs.
the others are in the
D'Angelo?
house now as well. You can all hear what's going on.
What's the ruckus?
Stay away from
Not
me.
sure.
Stay away
From what?
from me.
I haven't been near you. I went to the bathroom.
Did something.
Yeah, I
I'm-
did something. Fish
You
and
summoned
chips.
something. You called something.
Oh,
In
I didn't
this
call
house,
it.
I know you did.
I
know you
expelled
did.
it. Yeah, I took a huge shit.
Please.
is she
and she
on
looks.
about?
Mr. Williams, get him out of this house. Mr.
Right. Well, I would suggest that you all begin to make your way to agreed upon location while I take care of the lady and make sure she's all right. Looking around, I don't see any, like monsters on the ceiling or right. I will
Make me a spot
take
hidden,
care of her.
please.
Sure.
There are no monsters on the ceiling or otherwise.
I will join you all in a bit while I calm her down.
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna put my hand like on the shoulder of Ignatius. Come on, let's go.
Have fun dealing with the crazy lady. Let's go.
I mean, aren't we all crazy over here?
Yeah. That was weird.
I don't know. Everything's weird over here.
Okay, so
The person in the shop was weird. The person in the, I mean, they're all weird. It's just normal,
Yeah, normal.
right?
We're definitely normal people.
So, what are we doing now, gentlemen? Are we on our way?
Red
Yes, I
Lion.
thought we were to the tavern, right?
Yep.
you're going
Lion.
to the Red Lion, yes. So, D'Angelo, are you staying behind with Agnes? Or are you going with the others?
Yes. He will stay with Agnes until she's clearly calm and then try and catch up with the others later.
Okay. So, you head over to the Red Lion. Not the Red Lion where any previous murders have taken place, a completely independent Red Lion. It's getting fairly busy by now. We're getting sort of midway through the evening. There's people bustling around. A woman who appears to be the landlady shouting orders to various members of staff, and people bringing out pints to people. There's a stair up at the back that leads to some rooms upstairs, but as you enter, people turn to look at you. You are a little probably better and or stranger dressed than most of the normal clientele in here. There's a lot of people who, slightly shabby looking clothing, shoulders worn through. Quite a few tables of young men who, from the context of their conversations as you come past, appear to be a mixture of students and artists.
I mean, as they all look at us, I'm just going to burp loudly.
Can I help you, gentlemen?
Is this the publican?
Yes.
Yeah. Perfectly. Well, I think we'd like to order some drinks, but we could also pay for some information if you happen to have it. Drinks first, I believe, is probably the important thing.
Round of drinks from these gents.
We were friends of Charles Leiter. Well, I say friends, we knew of him. Was it Charles Leiter? No, sorry. Cecil Hunter was the name I was thinking of.
Artist what meant mad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not gonna forget him in a hurry.
I was wondering what had happened with him. We've a couple of friends have spoken to him since he's been at Albrook, and he doesn't seem to make sense.
Some fancy gent of him came and shipped him off down somewhere near Brighton.
Well, that would be Charles Leiter.
That was his name. Never introduced himself. Seemed, too busy to talk to the likes of me,
Fair enough. But I believe Cecil had a book he had borrowed. He was doing some artwork, some copying.
He was doing something, I know that much. I've not even had the amount of mess up in that room. It'd take me a good week to clear the... Yeah.
He said, he had said something about the book having been stolen.
I don't know anything about any stolen books.
No, not that we're saying you do, but did Mr. Leiter clean out his room of anything before he left?
No, nothing is useful to that. Just took Hunter and ran off without as much as a buy your leave. Dropped enough money to pay for 1 week's rent, but that was over a week ago now, and there's a jump in that room and there's messy left. Honestly. Artists. I never looked at artists again.
Had any unusual people been around speaking to Mr. Hunter? By unusual, I mean not your usual clientele.
He looks around the room.
You have a very interesting clientele.
Well, I don't remember anyone much out useful. There was
Somebody you wouldn't normally have here.
Like I said, there was that fellow who took him down to Brighton. There was another chap as well. Awfully well spoken. Very la-di-da and all that. I don't think he gave a name either. Did he? Anyway, he came after Cecil was gone. Asked where he was. I said he was down in Brighton. All I knew. He gave me a card if I thought of anything else, but hey Bob, what did I do with that business card the other day? Do you remember where I put it? Yeah, and she holds out a piece of gilt-edged card which says the Pacific Club.
Oh.
Address in Mayfair. No, Marylebone. 21 Milton Street, Marylebone.
Who exactly was the one that gave that to you? Can you give me a description?
Yes. Let's see. And she starts to give a rather accurate description of Theodore Holcomb, your employer.
Yeah, that's Theodore. That's my boss. yeah, I know that guy. All right, so he was here. That's funny.
So he arrived after Mr. Hunter got shipped off.
Yeah. Said he was looking for artists to do some decoration for some fancy club place.
Did Mr. Hunt have any friends or visitors who used to spend time with here?
Well, as I said, visitors.
I mean, artists are an interesting
He
lot.
has a lot of friends. Like he was friends with half the people around here.
I mean,
And then there was
artists, when artists
what was
get
his
money, they
name?
tend to share it around with other artists.
Yes, twitchy fella, always jumping at shadows, his own mostly.
What happened to the stuff in his room? Is it still here?
Still up there. I haven't had a chance to clear it out yet.
Right.
Would you mind if we had a quick look to see if the Mr. Greaves' missing book is there?
And I've
Well, I rightly shouldn't let you go shuffling around another gentleman's belongings. So,
Well, let me help you with your conscience, and I'll just slide a note,
Well,
£5 note.
he is behind on the rent, and here's the
You would have cleared it out anyway, right?
Yeah. Don't cause too much trouble.
We never do.
On you go.
I'm gonna-
Head up there.
Yes, he points you upstairs, last door on the end. And bit drafty, window's broken.
I'm gonna take my drink with me. Important priorities.
Okay, I'll have head up to the room and see what's going on there.
So you head on up to the room. So you head past two other doors on the floor, and Cecil's is at the end. You unlock it, and what greets you is a scene of chaos. This looks like it was a fairly untidy room to begin with. There's a bed in the corner, a washstand, an easel, canvases leaned up against the walls, bits of paper strewn across the floor, and every wall is covered in scribbled drawings. Twisted, writhing shapes, strange symbols and sigils, some painted, some just scratched and carved into the plasterwork, chiseled into the wood. The floor too, every bit that you can see that's not covered by dropped papers, it's been scrawled on.
The things that were painted or were drawn, what color?
Red, a lot of it.
Okay.
Mixture of dark red and black. Like some of it's charcoal, some of it's mad scribblings, some of it looks to be reddish paint.
Mm-hmm.
And
That looks like they should just take in get like groups of people that are interested in weird stuff and go in this room and take money for it, because they're not gonna cleaning that up, that's just gonna take weeks or months. Holy shit.
the air is cold in here, and the window is like blowing back and forth a bit in the wind. It looks like the latch on it is broken.
She had mentioned the window was broken, but I'll have a look at the window to see if it could have been damaged, if it's forced from the outside or if it's just a broken window.
Give me a spot hidden or any other broken window related checks you feel appropriate.
That's a fail, but I'm going to spend 4 luck to make it a success.
It looks like the lock has been snapped by sort of force. It doesn't look like it's worn out. This was done. It must have been done from the inside, from the angle, from the way it's broken. You think?
Oh,
It looks
it's broken from the inside.
From outside. I meant to say outside.
Sorry.
That was a slip of the tongue.
It's okay.
Looks like
So
it's
it
from the
does look
outside.
like it does look like a break-in, which would add up with what you were saying.
Outside, out the window, you can see sloped tiles of a lower part of the building. It would have been a fairly sturdy lock before it was broken. Someone would need to be quite strong to break it.
Wasn't me.
So
Whilst
it,
Mortimer is looking at the window, do the other three of you want to do anything?
Do any of the drawings make any sense whatsoever?
Yes, you peer around at all these drawings. Give me a Cthulhu Mythos roll, please. Nothing is leaping out at you particularly, but as you look at it all in its entirety, some things seem to crop up again and again, and as you take a step back, that the roughly scribbled charcoal shapes resolve themselves into a figure, tall horned figure stepping out of blood-red flames.
And at this point, I'll say, since I know more, Dr. Davenport's more familiar with these sorts of things, I'll point this out. So does that make any sense to you?
probably doesn't make any sense, but I'll have a look at it anyway. Yeah, this is definitely tied in with the book. I don't know whether this could have been the words from the book he's copied onto the walls. It could be, if the gentleman was insane, so who knows. Keeper, can I do a mythos roll as well, just to see if I can make
Yes, see if any of
any
this
sense?
make any sense.
Let's see if I can. Nope, that's a fail, so I can't make any sense of it.
Make any sense of it. Could each of you give me a look roll, please? Each of you that are in that room.
All of us.
Yeah, all of you in the room. Just give me a look roll. Just
Woo. The luck of the drunk.
okay.
A bit unlucky me.
Good to know.
Nice.
Ignatius, what are you doing whilst this investigation is going on?
I would probably try to do my own mythos roll, or if I know that they were looking at that, I might try to make an occult roll for some variety.
Okay, you're trying to see if this has any sort of occult significance in your knowledge.
Yeah.
Yes, give me an occult roll, please.
Hard success.
You've seen some of these symbols before in your research, and some of these symbols scrawled on the walls are related to the witch cults of the Seven Valley, who are known to dabble in many strange and unsavory practices, including rumored human and animal sacrifice, other strange rituals, and these seem to be symbols relating to the worship of one of their perhaps local gods, something they call the Horned Man.
Okay. I just want to make sure I have that right. Which cult of the Seven Valley or Seven Valleys?
Seven Valley. Seven as in the River Severn. It's a river that runs between England and Wales.
Okay.
Yes. However, while the river is real, I'm not sure who the witchcraft is. There's some strange people around this farm.
As these guys are busy doing knowledge stuff, I'm gonna try to climb out the window that has been broken out and try to see if there's been, something left outside on the lower building below.
Okay, you want to climb out and have a look? Give me a spot hidden, please.
Would tracking be better suited or not?
Oh yes, tracking would be much more suited. Yes.
Oh, I mean tracking. I can hit you with tracking. That's gonna fail though. I mean, I'm actually not bad at tracking, but
What did you get?
Well, this does seem a bit strange here. I think
Yeah, you can't see any tracks on the roof. No signs of any tracks.
Mortimer will, if no one else is doing it, he'll search the room and probably shuffle the papers up, tidy the papers up, and put them together and see
Okay.
if there's any evidence of this book that was meant to have been stolen around.
Searching around the rest of the room, please give me a spot hidden as you do so. You find that most of these scattered pages on the floor are paper, but some of them mixed in there are pages of parchment with careful lines of text in dark red written on them.
I will spend the 4 luck points to turn that into a success.
That is a success from Ignatius. Has anyone else got a success? Or otherwise failures all around?
Nope. But,
Yeah, so you find all these pages with
some parchment and
with
some
text in dark red. Ignatius, looking around, you find what looks to be a more completed bundle of papers tied together with string. You see these are parchment pages with this dark red lettering on, and mixed in with several illustrations showing rituals in dark woods drawn in this heavy black ink. Also, tucked away under the bed beside these papers, you find a second bundle of papers which seems to consist entirely of pen and ink pornographic drawings.
Okay. Group. All right. Here, I'm gonna take the 2 bundles. I'm gonna throw them down. That's porn. The other stuff, the other bundle is witches. Content, I guess. I'll let you all read through that. I don't like to read through those things. Also, I was cross-referencing this stuff in my mind. The lettering on the walls comes from the witch cult of the Severn Valley. They're involved in awful rituals and practices. Human sacrifice, I think maybe animal sacrifice, and they are paying homage to the Horned Man. Quite frankly, whoever this man is, he is a lost soul. And if there is a hell, his soul will be burning in it for all eternity.
Well, I've been to a town called Goatswood in the Severn Valley, and there was some strange cult matters going on there. They worshipped some unusual, we'll say, nature entities or spirits, and I believe the Horned Lord, I think was the name I was told, is one of the entities there, so this will tie in with a strange cult in that area. He seems to be like a local nature entity. But, this book will be definitely useful. And I'll have a look at the witch cult book, not the other book.
I wouldn't call the other one a book. It's more a collection of illustrations.
I mean, I guess I'll grab those. That's at least stuff that Max can do something with.
I won't ask what. But yes, I'll have a look at the The witch cult book, does it seem to be a complete thing, or does it seem to be missing parts? A flick through it.
It's hard to tell what it's missing, as you don't know what the original
What makes
looks
it up?
like.
The pages
it
are
is-
numbered, I'm guessing.
The pages are not numbered, no, but you have seen a facsimile of the completed book.
It's true.
And you would estimate that this has about half the number of pages as that blank book you saw before.
Are these pages parchment?
Yes.
Yes. Are they with the unusual reddish dark ink?
Yes.
So it looks as if we're missing half of the book.
Yes.
Well, we have half of it. I'm not sure where the other half is.
Also, that's the right book part. But
You give me a whatever your role is for forgeries and books, please.
Yeah, I was just going to ask, can I tell if this is a forgery or if this is an original? No, that's a fail. But having said that, I've got plenty of luck. I'll spend luck to change it to a success, so that is 7.
This is not original. This is a good copy. Someone's done some very good calligraphy, some good handwriting on this. But it's too fresh. Yeah, no, that is definitely blood, not red ink. The blood is not...
So this looks like a forgery, not the original.
Yes. This is a forged set of pages, written in blood. That
Well,
can only be a few weeks old.
so, yeah, this looks a bit strange. It looks like this is a forgery he had put together, and he's actually done the forgery in blood. But we're missing half the pages, and the original is not here, so from the evidence at the window, it looks like someone had broken in, like Mr. Hunter had said, and stole the book before he could finish his forgery, perhaps.
seems like it. I couldn't see anything more outside. It's kind of cold and kind of dark. Don't know. Should we just go to the other guy and cause chaos until we find out what's wrong with him?
Well, it seemed he was interested in getting a copy of the book as well. It implied he didn't have a copy of the book.
No.
I mean, he clearly knew about the whole thing. Like he was in the know.
About him already being dead. But he knew of Charles Leiter. I don't know if he was familiar with Cecil Hunter.
Yeah. I'm not sure. My thought right now is that he just pretended to be interested because he knew that the guy was trying to sell them everywhere. And if he had just stolen it, you know, you wouldn't want to be like, nah, I got mine, I'm fine. So I don't know.
It's a possibility, but
I know
so
I know that the pages are not entirely in order, but does it seem like they've gone from relatively good I can't blanking on the name, calligraphy, writing, and progressively more and more deranged, possibly at some point like a break from just trying to write on the paper and then just going wild and painting all over the walls, like he reached a breaking point.
that's a very good point. It's possible. Keeper, are the writings on the walls what is actually in the book, or does it seem as if he's done the book and then part of the book and then the rest he's put everywhere else?
Potentially, it looks like you can't see anything on the pages as you're flicking through, and it seems to match up exactly to what is on the walls. The walls is mostly illustrations and symbols rather than writing, although there are snatches and phrases of text. Mostly what seems to be part of scrawled prayers to some horned lord, but you haven't had time to study enough of the book to work out whether it is text from the book or
Yeah.
this is the continuation.
That's true.
Do you, however, as you're having this conversation with John, both of you hear something? John, you hear movement from outside the window. It
And
sounds
Max-
like, yes, sounds like movement from outside the window. You hear the sound of a boot scraping on tiles, and the crash as a tile hits the ground somewhere in the street outside.
And Maximilian's back in, right?
Yes.
Got an extreme on the listeners.
Mortimer, you hear that same sound, but you hear something else as well. The same whisper you heard at, I believe it was Leiter's house.
It was just behind my head, as I recall.
Give me a sanity roll, please.
Oh, well.
Same whisper, same presence. The hairs on the back of your neck stand on
That's a
end.
fail.
You will lose 1 point of sanity.
So, Mortimer, you hear that too? Somebody outside.
Oh, I thought I heard something outside, but I heard something behind me as well. That weird voice again. Have you heard that weird voice yet?
No. What?
The weird voice that Miss Smith mentioned she had heard, and I don't remember who else heard it. It seemed to be, I don't know. We thought there was something invisible following us, but we couldn't find it. And it's strange, it just seems to be sounds here and there around us every now and again. I think it's tied in with just like whispers just on the edge of hearing. Can't quite make the words out and can't understand it. It's just sounds as if something's whispering just behind my ear or just behind my head. I think it's tied in with this book and this creature thing we're trying to deal with, but I don't know what. Yes, I heard it as well, the other sound. Keeper, can I have a look out the window?
Yes, you lean out the window. There is no one out there. Whoever caused that sound is long gone by now.
And I'll look as well. Can we see where the tile that was broken off? And
you can see there's a missing tile towards the edge of the roof, but there's no sign of anyone out there.
Oh,
So someone was just outside after we had checked.
did you, Max? Did you check on the other side of the roof, or did you go all over?
I mean, I was up there, and I don't think I walked that far out.
We can always have a look outside and check the ground to see if there's any evidence of someone having climbed up.
Yeah, the building that goes below the window, that's just like one story, right?
Yes, it's a one-story part of the same pub.
All right, so I'm gonna just climb out, and then I'm gonna go where the piece of roof fell, and then I'm gonna just jump down there because it's not that far if it's just one.
Yeah, you jump down. It appears to be. Oh wait. Oh come on, give me a jump roll. I just remembered that's a skill.
Here. There you go. That's a hot success.
You land in the alley behind the pub. Narrow alley. You can see at one end it leads out onto the street. On the other end it leads out onto a different street. And as you jump down, give me a spot hidden, please.
All right. I'm not seeing anything.
There's no one else out here. You are alone.
Well, I'm gonna go and pick up the shingle that fell. I'm gonna just pick it up and go back in at the front. Because climbing up there is probably gonna not with that amount of alcohol.
So as you head back into the pub, we're going to, for a moment, go back over to Grosvenor Square, where Agnes seems to have calmed down a little, although her eyes keep darting to the corners. She keeps looking at things that you cannot see D'Angelo. And she...
I assure you, you are safe. There's nothing to be worried about.
We're not safe. None of you are safe as long as that man is here.
You seem to have a conflict with Ignatius.
You weren't
Is
here
that...
before. He was doing something before when he was here last. There was blood everywhere. It was like oozing out of him. He was doing something. I know he was. And I told
I
Miss
do not
Smith,
know.
and I said, there's something not right about that man.
I admit not to know much about him, but he seems to be at least a good enough fellow, if a bit arrogant. I don't see why he would want to harm you or to mess with such things.
I mean, I killed his rabbit.
Why would you do that? I'm afraid I'm not understanding.
Well, he annoyed me, and it was very delicious. I mean, I've always liked rabbit stew. I can't remember if you were there when we had it. I think you might have been. And then I kept it. I thought it would be funny. I thought he would find it funny. But it seems, no, he did not find it funny, and now he's set shadow monsters on me. And
Well, your conflict with the gentleman is odd, but perhaps you should apologize for killing his rabbit. It is, most people tend to enjoy their pets, and
he
they
left it behind when he stormed out. I assumed that he didn't want it anymore. I never really understood the whole pets thing, to be honest. Like,
surely you couldn't
keep
understand why
animals for
someone would be
food,
upset.
or you don't keep animals. What's the point of keeping them around just for the sake of it? I mean, at least the cats catch mice. What did the rabbit do? Nothing useful.
Well, despite our individual desires for companionship, it is still rude to harm other people's pets.
Look. I'll apologize to him if he undoes whatever it is he's done.
I will speak with him later. For now, I would recommend you get some rest. Avoid killing any other animals that do not belong to you.
Maybe I was in the wrong about the rabbit. But that... Okay. I'll say sorry, but if he tries anything like this again...
I will be sure to speak with him about it.
I will make sure he never comes back to this house.
There's no need to speak so drastically. I'm sure whatever has happened between the two of you can be repaired.
Yeah. You know, James is always saying that I should have more... I mean, Mr. Hathaway is always saying I should have more respect for my betters. But to be honest, the more I see of my supposed betters, the more I think Father was right that all that is just, you know, a sham that they make up to make us think they're better than us.
Yes, well, there are some people who are deserving of respect, surely, but it stakes more to who we are as individuals on the way we treat other people, and it is generally rude to cause harm whether intentionally or unintentionally. So I would recommend that you not do so.
Yeah, I think I was taught a very different set of rules for this world.
Yes, the world can be a complicated place, I suppose.
Yeah. Well, Mr. Williams, I've taken too much of your time already. You had business to attend to. You had work to do.
Mm.
I'll get James or one of the other maids come keep an eye out for shadow monsters with me. They'll love that.
Of course, it is no problem. What kind of person would I be to ignore someone in distress?
No,
I will speak with...
You're a good man, you know that. A good man and a sensible man. I hear things. I hear when you are talking in the parlor, and you see sense. You know how dangerous all this stuff is. You know that it's not a game. None of this is a game.
Words are
You
very
go too far
kind.
with it. I've seen what happens. This stuff, it drives people mad if you don't let it consume you entire. You fight against them and they will destroy you. You either run as far away from them as you can, or you submit to them. What people here are trying to do, fighting against the gods, against everything else. Like, reading, like, they're all going to die, you know that, right? I mean, think what happened to poor Miss Carter. To Franco.
Someone must be willing to do the difficult things for as long as difficult things need to be done, but for now, I would suggest you take the evening to rest. We'll speak with Lady Smith and to have them check in on you as well. And I will have a word with Mr. Ignatius to see if I can help smooth over any conflict that may be burgeoning between the two of you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Get some rest, and I will be back to speak with you either later this evening or in the morning.
Thank you, sir.
D'Angelo will check the room again, and then he'll make his way out.
There are definitely no shadow monsters in here.
I do not think so. And if Lady Smith and her mentor are not arguing, you will stop in and just let them know. And to keep an eye on Miss Agnes before going to the safe Red Lion.
Yes. Yeah. Miss Plum and Miss Smith will keep watch over Agnes, and you head over to join the others at the Red Lion. And you arrive at the door at the same time that Maximilian seems to be re-entering the building.
Hey, is everything all right with her?
Yes, I believe so. She seemed to have been frightened and spoke of a conflict with Mr. Ember Wreath, I believe. I don't know if there's a history between the two of them, but it appears they are not quite in harmony with one another.
I mean, what is?
Oh, so, but why are you out here in the evening?
Oh, yeah, I just climbed out there. That's the I'm just gonna go right back and point at the window. That's the window that they broke into to steal the book. And I was trying to find stuff, and there's like this shingle that fell off while we were inside. And so I was checking, and I was jumping down there and see if I see something, but I didn't. Maybe you see something. I'm gonna walk all the way back and point. This is where the shingle came down. Here. But there's nothing. That's just feet.
Do I see anything, Keeper?
No, whoever made that noise has by now long gone.
Well, I'm afraid I don't see anything unusual. Perhaps we should go back in before we catch a cold or the attention of the authorities or some such.
Hmm.
Are you heading back inside? Or staying out?
Yes, I will go inside.
Yeah.
You head back upstairs, or upstairs the first time in D'Angelo's case, into this room of scribbled scroll drawings and chiseled sigils, where Mortimer, when we left him, was flicking through the half-finished book, and I don't recall what John and Ignatius were doing.
Well, last Mortimer and I were talking about the sound that we heard, and then Max went out. So I'll be looking. I'll just be still looking at the wall drawings and etchings, just to see if I can figure anything out. But well, Mortimer makes the best he can out of what he's reading.
I think Mortimer will probably be chatting to John as he's flicking through the pages and John's checking the drawings, because it makes sense to try and see if there's any sense between them.
Okay, and Ignatius?
Ignatius is currently looking around the room, looking at all of his compatriots, shaking his head, brooding, and he takes off all of his capes except his black one and throws them in the bin. Says, I I'm never gonna do something. And I just have to.
Did you say this out loud?
Yes.
What are you saying, Ignatius? I mean, you seem underdressed.
I am never, ever going to be saved.
I admit this is all disturbing, but what do you mean?
I don't know how to say this without being crass, John, and I like you a lot. But I've had an epiphany just now. I'm doomed. And I, in my short time left, whether it's minutes, hours, days, weeks, maybe months, and if I'm especially lucky, maybe a year, my goal shouldn't to be one of self-preservation. It should. What else can we find here?
I was going to say, does it seem?
What else can we find?
Do you feel like we're taking too long? I mean, we did agree to help you save your life once we were done this particular adventure.
I just don't have faith in anything or any institution other than myself.
How can we restore that faith? Is there anything we can do?
She killed my rabbit. She killed my fucking rabbit, John, and gave me a rabbit's paw. I left the rabbit there, John. I left it there because I figured I can't take it to the hotel. But they have a huge house filled with all kinds of different animals and people and evil books and all kinds of things. How hard could it be to keep a rabbit alive? I am drunk and high all of the time, and I have managed to keep the rabbit alive. I leave it in a hat for half the fucking day, John, and the rabbit still lived. I put faith in the institution to keep a fucking rabbit alive. This was after the crazy lady that owns the house attacked me with a painting and could not get it through her thick skull that was not a good thing to do. That was after after I was attacked trying to get myself out of hell, and then I had to lay in bed, strapped to it in my own blood, almost dead, lying in my own shit. And I'm looked at like I'm the insane one. John, there's no way for me else to put it. I know I'm crazy, which makes me saner than all of you.
Not going to argue that point.
And you experts can't even find some fucking tied together pieces of fucking paper underneath a bunch of fucking paper. And I'm stuck looking for you to help me. That's how far down I am, John.
It sounds very, very insane. Not gonna
I'm
lie.
going to die.
I can see that this would give you somewhat of a different perspective.
I'm going to die, John. I'm going to die a horrible death, and some underwater monster is going to pummel my soul for all of eternity and use me as floss. Or a shoelace. Or just beat me senseless. So
And-
no, I
and
don't
it-
have faith in any of you. Not
It
a
would-
one of you.
Seems like an ignoble end to such a flamboyant person.
It is an ignominious end to such an Ignatius person. And it is going to be what befalls me. So my question is, what is it that we can accomplish left in this room with the scribblings and the drawings and the meanderings of a madman, John?
Well, I still have quite a bit of faith in Dr. Davenport. And I believe he can probably come up with some solution that will get us at least out of here.
John, you are a battle librarian, which is the second closest thing to a paladin next to a paladin by definition. So I'm sure that your noble heart feels that way. I've just come to realization that there is no hope for me, and that the only hope for you is that I'm around long enough to help you. I nuked her mind, John. She handed me a rabbit's paw and made fun of me.
Note
And
that nuclear weapons have not yet been invented.
That is fair. I assaulted her mind, John. I shot a mind bullet at her.
But that does seem somewhat of an asocial thing to have done. But I can see your pain.
She killed my rabbit. She killed Fluffy.
I mean, in her defense, such as it is, you did rather vociferously say, and announce to everyone that you would never, ever, ever, ever be coming back.
John, she killed it knowing that I would probably come back, and even noted the fact that she had been waiting for months for me to come back. Of course, I was going to come back. Everybody knew that I needed your help to live. And upon my departure, I even saw a shadow demon that you were all ignorant to. Basically, I am around ever intermittently, and I accomplish. So why am I so amazing but can't even save myself?
Go ahead.
Maybe it's just like that it looks very, very amazing to you, and it looks very, very not amazing to others.
Maximilian, your point is well taken, but for making it, you are still an arse.
I'm sorry, I'm drunk, and I'm gonna just hug him.
I will.
I'm aware
accept that
the-
excuse.
I'm
accept
aware
that
that the loss of your pet may have been a problem for you, but what exactly did you do to Miss Agnes?
I yelled at her for leaving me bleeding, bound to a bed, covered in my own shit because I was assaulted by Mythos entity, and she laughed at me. So I got mad at her for that. Yeah, square that one away in your mind about how I'm in the wrong on this one, D'Angelo. Let that marinate in the grand kitchen that is the machinations of thy mind. Let thy psyche wrap that one around. Does that sound like an even exchange of banter? No. I shat myself. I had broken ribs. I was dying in a bed. Granted, it was a better bed than I thought I would probably die on. I've always presumed I'd be shot by a jealous husband. Regardless.
Hey, you gentlemen finished up there?
No! I'm gonna try to charm them and be like, we're having a great time,
So
and
you hear the landlady calling up.
I'm going to bring you a little bit more money. We're gonna be in here a little bit longer. But thank you for being such a dear, my sweetheart. I appreciate you ever so much. Can I make a charm roll?
Yes, with a penalty die.
Oh,
Still a success.
yeah.
Alright. I need to look it up at some point.
Oh, but
Did you find that book you were looking for?
We found many, many things, and it is
Wait.
great.
Should we
There's even...
should we make our exit now? We found as much as we found here, and see what we're doing next.
Okay, well, if you're satisfied, let's make our exit then.
Wish we had
God is
more,
dead.
but I think this is as much as we can find. We knew Mr. Hunter had said the book had been stolen from him. So someone's got the original somewhere, and we've only got half a copy of a forgery. But we'll have to perhaps visit the gentleman at Unconsidered Trifles and see whether he actually has the book and that he actually lied.
Let's do it now.
Yeah, let's just go there.
Okay.
I want to pick up something from my shop on the way, but I shouldn't be too long.
The
So you're
gun.
swinging by Mortimer's shop, and then going to Unconsidered Trifles. Alright. We will pick up on that little expedition after the break. Are back. So you swing by Mortimer's bookshop to collect, I believe, guns and some poison. Is that correct?
Yes, he's just picking up his usual loadout of stuff. Potentially just not guns, because, I mean, they get the police's attention, but he's taking his medical bag, which will have gun that Morgan McCrashley gave him in it. But he'll also take his... whether he could have prepared a couple of hypodermic needles with a sedative, potentially the same stuff he used on Dr. Hughes. 2 of those would be useful to avoid killing someone. I was thinking of poisoning the cane sword, but I think that would take more preparation simply because most poisons don't stick to blades. Well, you'd have to have time to mix it with an oil and potential of a fumble, and an evil storyteller means I could end up poisoning myself with something potentially lethal.
What kind of storyteller or keeper would do that to you?
He has also stabbed a fellow investigator in the back with his sword at one point, so poisoning it is probably a bad idea.
Yeah.
Probably. So yes, having collected your weapons, you're heading on over to this little antiques shop. Unconsidered Trifles. You can see the shop front of the building, the sign above the door. The lights in the shop are currently off. You can see the faint flicker of what looks like candlelight from the upstairs window. By now, it's probably getting on for 9 o'clock in the evening. Getting reasonably late. And the shops are long since shut. There are not too many people on the street around. However, as you draw near to the antique shop, you do see that there is one figure stood about 100 feet or so away from the shop, against the side of the building, watching as the carriage arrives. There is a fairly broadly built figure with a hat pulled down low. They just need to be watching as the carriage pulls up.
He doesn't look familiar. He doesn't look like one of the two people that broke into the place as well. Last week's episode, there's two gentlemen who forced their way into lighters.
He doesn't look like either of those two. As far as you can tell, he or she does not look to be them. It's hard to make out. They don't look quite the right height, quite the right build for the very tall.
They were quite
fellow.
broad, one of them was.
Yeah, one of them was very tall and broad. That was the same man that Maximilian ran into the first night.
Can I do a spot hidden check on him? Try to
Yes,
search
yes,
him
you
down for
can.
weapons.
That sounds like a plan, yeah. Odd person. I mean, you can increase your spot hidden.
I think I did well.
Sorry, I was on the wrong tab. Please hold, please hold. Ah, yes. Please roll me 1d10, Ignatius, and you get to instantly improve your ability for spotting things. As both Maximilian and Mortimer, you see enough to realise that this is neither of the two men that you encountered before. The one man that you encountered before in Maximilian's case. But Ignatius, there's something off about the way this hunched figure stands against the wall. As the carriage rolls past and they watch you go by, you see a pair of pale and roomy eyes watching out from under this low hat. There's something almost animalistic in the way their head turns, the way their shoulders tilt. This is something wrong with this person. Something just not quite right.
I'm not going to change how I was looking or anything. I'm just gonna stay nice and natural, and I'm just gonna talk oh, and the weather is gonna be really bad, like that type of mannerisms. But I'm gonna say that guy out there has weird animal eyes, and the way he's standing lets me know he's not a real person. We need to kill him. Kill him now.
And Bo pulls the carriage to a halt and says, "Do you want me to wait here, gentlemen, or take it to turn around around a few streets and come back to pick you up later?"
Stay right.
The latter.
Stay right. Stay. Oh, okay.
Oh,
I'm gonna pop out.
but, I mean, if he's here when we, doing B&E, somebody's gonna see that, which,
I'd say come back in a short time.
We're losing
Rather than, it'd be a bit suspicious having the carriage waiting here.
Alright, I'll come back. Come on. And the carriage rolls away, leaving the five of you outside Abnerwick's shop with suspicious figure down the street.
I'm gonna go talk to the figure. You guys do your thing.
Actually, if you want, I'll wander with you as well.
How close can
So
I
is
get?
it just Ignatius and Mortimer heading over towards this figure?
I will definitely
Maximilian's
be
going
there.
as well?
I will
Yeah.
go as well.
And John?
Yes.
D'Angelo, the others are all wandering off towards the strange figure. Going or staying?
I guess I'll follow, but I'll follow from further behind.
Yep. Mortimer's not rushing, he's just walking casually as he can.
I have a question. When we first start to walk to him, how close are we to him, and does he react in any way?
As the carriage pulls away and as you start to walk towards him, he sees that you're clearly heading his direction. Looks back and forth and then starts to slink away down an alley away from the main street.
I'm gonna call out to him. I'm gonna try to persuade him to stay. I'm just gonna say, hey, sir, do you have a second? I have a question. I'm a tourist. Um, just a second. I'll pay you for your time.
He ignores you.
Can I make it? No matter what I roll.
He ignores you.
I'm gonna go. All right. Well, I'm pretty fast, and I'm just gonna take.
You're running to catch up with him.
Yeah, I'm dipping.
Okay.
Was there anything unusual about how he moved away?
He's got slightly. He's fairly big and bulky. He moves with.
Based on what Ignatius had said about the animalistic movements.
Yeah, slightly prowling and crawling to his movement. So Ignatius, you run to catch up, and you catch up to the mouth of the alley that the figure had turned down. And you see him down the far end of the alley, and he looks towards you and gives you a beckoning motion.
I am going to try to do a spot hidden check on my surroundings while I move towards him.
Okay, in what manner are you moving towards him? Are you walking casually? Are you still hurrying?
I am a brisk walk with my. I'm trying to look as big and powerful as I can, which I'm not very good at, but a brisk walk.
Okay, give me that spot hidden roll, please. As you enter the mouth of the alley, as you see this figure beckoning towards you, you catch the briefest glimpse of movement up on the roof overlooking the alley. A second figure crouched in the darkness up there.
I'm going to slow play it and not react, and I'm just going to keep walking towards this figure. And as soon as I get within arm's reach of him...
Hold it there.
Okay.
So as Ignatius has run forward and turned into this alley, and then is walking down this alley towards the figure, what is everybody else doing?
I think Morton will probably, one, be surprised that he's just started running, and he will probably run after him, really, but not as quickly, really, because simply he was slow off the mark. And he'll probably stop at the entrance of the alley and have a look around, because seems a bit strange he's gone this way. He thinks there's a trap. So it's just...
Give me that spot hidden, please.
I'll stick to Ignatius. I'll be right behind him.
So you're running and catching up and following with Ignatius, okay? Ignatius and Max in the alley.
Quicken the pace, and I'll probably be right behind them.
You're behind towards the mouse. And D'Angelo.
D'Angelo is removing the peace bond from his rapier and not drawing his gun, but like putting a hand on it just in case.
So are you hurrying to catch up with the others as well?
D'Angelo is a pretty slow moving person, so I feel like him hurrying is like a regular person's brisk jog anyway. So,
You're at the back. So, yeah, Ignatius, you hear the others are close behind you as you start to make your way down the alley. Mortimer, you can also see this second figure crouched on the roof up above,
And
watching
it
you.
looks like...
You can see that they are, from here, they're about 2 stories up. Look, you're wearing like a long dark coat, but you can't see anything else. They're just like a silhouetted shape against the sky.
Much like the first person, basically.
Yeah. Ignatius, and everyone, as you start to move towards the figure, they kind of nod their head to one side. They're currently at the end of the alley, and they're sort of nodding their head to the side to what would be the back of the buildings that you were first looking at from the street. And they turn into the alley that runs parallel to the main street where you first arrived.
Yeah, do I get within arm's reach?
They are moving away from you, they're walking away. If you're actually running, then you can catch up.
I'm briskly walking, so I guess I'm not running. You know what? I'm just gonna go off on a dead sprint and say it is what it is. What it is. I'm going from like that brisk walk and then boom, taking off.
Yeah, if you run, you can get within arm's length. Yeah, what are you doing?
As I get within arm's length, I'm gonna yell, "There's two of them!" And then I'm gonna try so recklessly to tackle him.
Okay. Give me a fighting brawl. This is a maneuver. And can everyone just remind me what your dex is, just in case this erupts into a larger fight? If you stick it in your name on Zoom, I can see it. That would be really helpful.
Like this or like...
Stick it.
Oops.
Thank you. So yeah, Ignatius lunges towards this figure, trying to tackle him to the ground. And fails. The figure moves surprisingly swiftly for its bulky form. And lets out this snarling sound in response.
Clearly
And
not human snarling.
Wish I was
not human
Augustus.
snarling. Has everyone got their decks there where I can see it?
I have it in my name, I think.
Yes. Mortimer and John, what is your dex?
22.
On chat, it's 50.
Oh, yeah. 2. And
82.
so.
Oh.
You said 22, right?
Yes. Mhm.
Yes. You're not the fastest off the mark. Librarians like to take things.
That's right.
Battle librarian.
Librarian, at least. So, Ignatius dives towards the figure, who dodges out the way with a snarling sound. Those of you who are near enough to get a good look at the figure, so that would be Ignatius, Maximilian, and John, I believe, with Mortimer and D'Angelo a little further back. Those are three of you who are close enough to get a good look at the figure. I need a sanity roll, please. As they turn and you see this inhuman face looking back at you. Just the features are distorted and twisted. The eyes are these animalistic, but also there's a hint of sort of decay around the edges. This
I wasn't close enough, correct?
You two are currently a little bit too far back to
I think Mortimer's
see
keeping
this in the
the
light.
one on the roof, basically keeping an eye on that one.
Yeah. So, all three of you have failed your sanity roll. Luckily for John, fumbling your sanity roll does not have any additionally terrible consequences. But I need you each to roll me 1d4, please. You shrink back for a moment as you see this figure's face, this twisted, animalistic, partially rotten face. And John, you will lose 3 points of sanity. Ignatius, you will lose 4 points of sanity. And Maximilian,
24.
you give me that d4, please. You will lose 2 points of sanity.
Quick question.
yes?
Because a couple of players had been drinking, would that impact their sanity loss if they're drunk?
Not at this point, no. I would think if you're drunk enough that it's helping save your sanity, you're also drunk enough that
You get penalty dice
you're
on.
getting penalties on everything else. You're currently, I don't think, that drunk, are you, Maximilian?
I mean, I did drink when we left Brighton. I did
Okay.
drink in on the society.
actually, you have been drinking pretty much all day. Maximilian,
yeah,
you do
I'm-
have any penalty dice for any further roll.
Perfect. Perfectly fine.
And you are the fastest off the mark here. You are quick on the draw. You've been in
I'm just gonna
dangerous
punch whatever it
situations.
is.
You're gonna punch it. Whatever it is, you're gonna punch it. Give me a
Yeah.
fighting brawl with a penalty die, please.
There you go. It's an extreme success.
Even with the penalty, yes, you just.
Drunken master.
Actually, I think that was the wrong roll, but still, you could
Oh,
always.
that
It's a
was
fast
fast.
dog.
What
Wait.
is your fighting
This kid-
roll?
it's one less than that. So I guess a 10 and a 4 is still gonna be extreme.
Yeah, that is still an extreme success. That is still a good enough roll. I'm not going to. The dice roll the numbers they needed, and yes, your
That's-
fist comes round and strikes this almost slightly rubbery flesh of this person, whoever they are, and roll me the damage of an unarmed attack, please.
That's with build, right?
Yes.
That is a full 6 damage.
Your fist just strikes
Does the
into this
Which is
person.
normal, isn't it? Extreme success is the full damage and the dice roll.
That is
Something
it's the full damage. It's actually the full damage, I believe, for a non-piercing weapon.
Yes.
So this is not a bullet or a sharp, pointy thing. So this will in fact be 7.
Alright, that's fair.
As your fist connects with whoever this person is. And let me just give a roll for them, because that is in fact a major wound. They've taken out at least half of their health in one full blow. But they're still on their feet. It's still... The hat goes flying off and you can see more of this twisted form. Its ears seem to have shrunken back into the skull. It's not... Definitely not human. And Mortimer and D'Angelo, from the mouth of the alley, you can't see the figure clearly, but you can see that Maximilian just punched them and sent them reeling backwards.
What's the one on the roof done? Is it
One
still
on the
there?
roof is crouched, ready for movement. This is all happening in like a split second of movement.
Yeah.
D'Angelo or Mortimer, do either of you have anything you wish to do?
I think Mortimer will close the distance between him and Maximilian. I mean, Mortimer isn't much of a fighter, but he can.
Okay. As you draw closer, you see this creature. You also smell this creature. There's a scent of grave dirt and decaying flesh. And I need a sanity roll from you, please. As I think, if I am not getting my characters mixed up, it's likely bringing back a few memories.
Potentially. Is it? It's not the same as the ghast thing in the catacombs.
It seems there's a similar smell to this thing. There's a similar sense to this thing.
To be fair, it could be the corpse eater of the Nile when he was underneath Highgate as well.
This reminds you of the smell underneath Highgate Cemetery. This reminds you of when you ran in. You're running at the Vane Estate. I need you to roll me 1d4, please, as the realization of what you might be dealing with here hits you. But you only lose 2 points of sanity.
Yeah.
D'Angelo, what are you doing?
Oh, D'Angelo isn't much of a fighter, so he's going to ready his weapon at a distance.
Okay, holding your gun ready and waiting. Okay. There's movement from up on the roof. You hear the thud of the second figure leaping down to land in the mouth of the alley behind D'Angelo. So you now have got one at one end of the alley where it's fighting with Ignatius and Maximilian, and Mortimer's joined it, and the other back behind D'Angelo. And it is going to try and grab at D'Angelo. It's going to try and attack him. Are you going to try and fight back with Fighting Brawl, trying to punch it, strike it, or are you going to just try and dodge out the way of this, D'Angelo?
I just want to not get hit. Honestly, I don't want to be hit. Is that a fighting dodge? I use the dodge roll.
That would just be a dodge. If you're just trying to avoid being hit, all you need to do is dodge. You manage to...
Well,
You don't manage to avoid it, but it
Can I
rolled a
spend-
93, so it does not manage to actually hit you.
okay. I was gonna spend some luck, but
Yes.
that's fine.
You kind of fumble your dodging backwards from this thing, but it still, it's only just like struck the ground. It doesn't manage to get a good strike in at you. Ignatius, over to you. What are you doing?
So Ignatius realizes that he acted wildly out of character by running down something that's big and bad and powerful and all of that, and his senses have kind of come back to him after he was shell-shocked with the sanity lost. So he is going to do what he does best. He's going to go yell, pick a card. He's going to pull out a deck of cards and try to flick the cards in the thing's face and temporarily blind or distract or confuse it, because he has no idea what he should actually do. He can't fight.
Okay.
So I have no idea if that'll work.
Roll me a card trick.
Yeah, it's a
Or throw.
55.
Your choice.
Hold it. Success.
Yeah, this flurry of cards goes up in the air, temporarily distracting this creature, whatever it is, making it harder to do whatever it wants to do next. As it
Ace of spades! And then
tries to lunge forwards at Maximilian, who just punched it. It's going to have a penalty die.
Yeah.
It lunges forwards. Maximilian, do you want to try and fight back against it, or do you want to try and dodge out the way?
Fighting back's fun, right?
Yes, with a
That's
penalty
a
die.
fail.
Yes, you fail to hit it, but it also fails to hit you, confused by this flurry of cards in the air in front of its face. Its hand goes wide. John,
Yes,
there seems to be a fight.
it does indeed. How close am I at this point?
You are in the alley. You are between the fight with the first one and D'Angelo with the second one. You can go either way. You can reach either of these altercations.
Okay, well, I'm not sure I'm aware of the one that just jumped down behind D'Angelo, and I've been watching what's going on ahead of me, so I'll rush forward. It's not down on the ground or anything, is
No.
it?
It held it. It's on its feet.
Okay. I will lunge at it as well.
Okay, just punching it. We're just going for a
Yeah.
punch.
Yeah.
All right. Give me that fighting roll. It's gonna try and get back at you, but no, you are. And it's a win from you. Please roll me the damage from an unarmed attack. It should be down
So-
towards the bottom of your sheet.
Yeah, D3.
D3. Yes. He is indeed now a combat librarian. He is.
Only one.
It's 1 point of damage as your fist grazes this thing. And that brings us back round to Maximilian. You punch
Yes,
this
I can
thing
slap me.
on. What next?
Yeah, more punching. I don't have any weapons with me. We're gonna go punch.
Just another drunken punch. Hope it comes
Yeah.
out as well as the last one.
That was a fail though.
Yeah, this one. It wasn't quite where you thought it was. It's moved a little. It's knocked off balance by John's punch. You don't manage to get the hit on it. Mortimer.
Well, seeing how the fights, we've got 3 people at the front fighting one, and D'Angelo defending our rear on his own against the other thing. I think it's only fair I head back to help him with the one he's fighting with. Is he actually in combat with it, fighting?
Yeah, he looks to be like it almost got him. He dodged out of the way. Things.
So he's actually holding his own.
They're
now,
stumbling around in the mouth of the alley.
Yeah, I think Mortimer will head that way and help him out. I don't know if he
Right. What are you doing?
could I get in range to try and hit with a sword cane at it, or
You can definitely try. Yes.
I don't know the sound of that. Now what the hell? That's a fail. Nope, I miss.
Yeah, you miss. Not quite there in time. D'Angelo, you see Mortimer running to your aid, but not quite there yet. You got this thing right up in your face. What do you want to do?
Are we being quiet at the moment? I feel like we're not being very quiet at the moment.
We haven't shot anything yet.
You've not shot anything yet. There's been various thuds and crashes, but there's been no gunshots yet.
It just sounds like a bar fight, which probably people would ignore, to be fair, in this part of the city. I mean, it's just been people fighting. We haven't fired any guns and smashed anything, so...
I guess I will try to stab it with a sword.
Now, you do have your enchanted blade.
I do. I'm going, you know what? Because I don't want to die. I will spend 18 points of luck to get that down to an extreme success, just to,
Okay,
you know.
18 to make that extreme. Okay. Yeah, that does indeed beat its hard success. So you're lucky there.
Alright, so
spend that
1d8 plus 1, I think, is the damage.
Yes. This.
1d8 plus 1. Alright. Let me. What do I roll? Alright, so 8 total.
The thing lets out a hiss of pain. You haven't rolled your sanity check yet, have you?
Oh, no, I haven't.
Please give me your sanity check as you see this thing, as you turn around and stab it and see its face. Wow, that's a second sanity fumble of this, encounter. Yeah, piercing weapon. That was an extreme success, even if it was created with luck.
That's gonna be significant amounts of overkill.
Yes, this is going to be overkill. You turn around, you skewer it forwards with your blade, in which you have poured your very soul, and it just goes straight through this thing, and it brings its face right up to yours. You can smell the rot on its breath, this decaying meat and dirt, and I need you to roll me 1d4 as you kind of let out this little cry of terror as this thing slumps down dead on your blade.
Does killing it give me back some sanity?
Oh.
I killed it. I defeated it.
I'm not going to start giving sanity for killing things. That sets a dangerous precedent of just... Yes. A sword goes straight through it. And Ignatius.
Now, Ignatius usually has a couple of decks of cards on him, but he's feeling amped up because his last trick worked. So he is going to go to the closest combatant to him.
There's only one left. D'Angelo seems to have skewered one. There is only one down. One left.
He's going to throw an open hand slap at it. Like, Augustus always made fun of him for slap fighting, but it's the best he can do. So he's just going to run up and he's going to try to give him the old pimp hand.
Give me a fighting brawl, please.
Please, let my pimp hand be strong. My pimp hand is not strong.
No,
I will
it is
spend
not.
4 points of luck.
Okay, roll me the damage from a fighting brawl. It did not succeed in its fighting back. I do not know if the concept of a pimp hand has yet been invented.
There are pimps. There are pimps
There
now.
are plenty of pimps in
Pimps
London.
have hands.
And they do have hands.
Yeah, no, I'm 100%.
It's at least more possible than a nuke.
Listen, he's a genius and he's ahead of his time. He rolled 2 points of damage.
Okay, this thing is still on its feet, and it is going to try and claw Ignatius' face off.
I slap it and I yell, "Oh no!"
Would you like to? Yeah. Would you like to fight back against this incoming blow, or do you want to try and dodge it?
I'm gonna go with the dodge option there,
Okay.
boss. Oh god, I'm not good at that. Oh god.
Its fingernails rake across your face. Only they're not. They're more talons, more claw-like than fingernails. damage bonus? That will be 4 points of damage to Ignatius's face.
No, not my beautiful.
Claws across.
I flail. I just flail.
There's blood dripping down the side of your face now. As John, it is your turn.
Well, I suppose emboldened by my last success, I will try to punch him again.
So, okay. All the people with swords are at one end of the alley, and all the people just punching it to death are at the other. Give me a fighting brawl, please.
Oh, not good.
So you try and punch it, and instead, the hand that rakes through Ignatius' face claws at your neck.
Oh, jeez. All right.
That is going to be 7 points of damage to John from their extreme success they got on their fighting back.
Ouch. That's going to hurt.
Is that more than half your total health?
It is.
Okay, in which case you have received a major wound, and I need a constitution roll from you, please.
Okay.
Please don't fumble.
Yeah.
Oh, you stagger, sort of knock back against the side of the alley, but you're still conscious. There is a lot of blood sort of soaking into the collar of your shirt. Just a lot of blood. Maximilian, people are taking injuries. This thing is making wild swings. It's on the clinging to the last of its life. What are you doing?
I'm just gonna try to whack it, to tackle it, to just ram it to the wall, whatever works.
Are you trying to do
I can't hit it
damage?
with my
Are you
fist.
trying to restrain it?
No, I'm trying to deal damage. I'm just not trying to like hit it with a fist because that seems too hard right now. I'm just gonna run into it.
Give me a fighting brawl, please.
Yeah, that's already a fail. That would be 13 points of luck. I'm gonna spend those.
Okay, 13 points of luck. Makes that a success. Roll me the damage, please.
But 3 damage.
This thing is staggering, clinging to the last of its consciousness and life. Mortimer, what are you doing?
I think Mortimer will put his sword back in the sword cane thing itself, and he's going to run over to first aid. Basically, John Greaves is bleeding from his neck, and probably try and treat. If he could help Ignatius at the same time.
You can help one of them.
I think I'll go with John Greaves because he's the one who's bleeding everywhere, which...
Yeah, give me a first aid roll, please. Yeah, it's not quite arterial spray, but it's a lot of blood.
It's a fail, but I will spend 6 points of luck to make that a success.
Yeah, it makes it a success.
Fail a first roll.
All over your hands and your sleeves. That is a success. The bleeding is staunched for now. John, you get 1 point of health back. D'Angelo, you have this creature skewered on your blade. All seems to be chaos at the other end of the alley. What are you doing?
Yeah, calming down, catching my breath. Do they look like they? Yeah, they look like I'll ready a shot if need be. I'm
Okay, are you
definitely not
leaving
getting
your
in melee
sword?
combat.
Are you leaving your sword still in this creature, or are you pulling it out?
I'm pulling it out.
There's a squelch. There's more sort of smell of rot and decay as you pull your blade free and turn to point your gun at the fight. Ignatius, there's blood running down the side of your face. Mortimer has gone to help John. What are you doing? The thing is still alive.
I'm going to try. Can I tell that it's badly hurt?
It's badly hurt. It's barely keeping to its feet. It's sort of slumped down against the wall. It looks to be on its last leg.
I'm gonna try to really more like grapple it than like try to like kill it.
Okay, you're just trying to restrain it. You're not trying to do damage?
No.
Okay, give me a fighting brawl, please.
I have to think of. Can I have a second to ponder if I want to spend the luck?
Yes, you can have a moment. That would be 14 points of luck to make that a success.
I'm down to 20. I can't spend it. That's my turn.
Okay. As you try and pin this thing to the wall, it is going to make one last attempt to go for the nearest thing to it, which is Ignatius. It's going to claws out one last time. Ignatius, do you want to dodge out of the way of this or try and fight back against this thing?
Dodge.
Okay. It reaches out trying to slash at you again, but there's not enough strength in its arm. It doesn't manage to connect. Its strength is failing, its blood spilling out onto the stones around it. John, you're woozy. Bleeding is staunch. Ignatius is struggling with this. It's struggling to pin the creature to the wall. What are you doing?
As a matter of course, I might have had my pocket knife with me. Can I use that? But I don't have any blades. Anything.
You can have a pocket knife. That's a reasonable thing. You can try to stagger over and. Okay, I'm going to give you a penalty for this, given your circumstances, but make me a fighting brawl, please. Okay. So it's a penalty, so I'm afraid I do need to cess for a second roll. I'm very sorry.
Oops, wrong one.
Part of me in just wants to accept that extreme success. Oh, it is a success. So yes, you bring your knife down. How would you like to kill this thing with your pocket knife?
Is it? Where? How is it? Is it on its back or on?
It was slumping down against the wall, like lashing out at Ignatius. It's
okay. Then, what if there's any part like neck exposed?
Yes.
I'll go for the neck.
Cut its neck. Blood, dark, almost blackened blood, falls out onto the ground as the creature slumps down, dead, and silence falls on the alley.
What the fuck were those things? I'm just gonna puke on one.
That's a normal reaction. Keep it. I know what they were from my mythos knowledge and the books I've read.
Give me a mythos roll with a bonus die.
Can I make a similar roll? Keeper?
Yes, you can.
Complete
You do not get
me.
bonus die, D'Angelo.
May I make a mythos? Can I make an
Yes.
occult roll, actually? I'd like to do an occult.
Occult will give you different information, but you can still make it, yes. Mythos
I'm gonna
rolls are
make the
acceptable
occult
from
roll as
anyone.
well.
D'Angelo, occult books talk of all sorts of undead servants that can be raised by sort of strange ritual and magic. Perhaps this is something along those lines. Ignatius, you have read of this in one of the books the book you read. You have come across mention of corpse eaters, ghouls. Creatures that crawl from dark and underground places, twisted abominations that were once human. They live on dead flesh, they cling to darkness, and they are decidedly unpleasant.
Do I know if if things summon them or how they're made?
You know that... Actually, I don't know if you know that Mortimer has a book on the subject.
I
Mortimer,
probably don't.
You have come across ghouls before, Mortimer. So, I will leave it to your own things of how much you remember about what these things are.
I can't actually remember if Mortimer's mentioned which books he has. To anyone, I can't remember that.
I think D'Angelo might be aware of which books you have.
Potentially.
The conversations and books have been had between the two of you.
True.
Yes. Ignatius, you know what they are? Mortimer, everything, you're still a little shaken. You've not quite put the reality with the academic knowledge. You've not quite pieced those two things together.
Ignatius, can I help try and patch you up to stop you bleeding?
Yes, please. I believe these are ghouls.
Heard of ghouls before, can't remember much about them.
I mean, you have read an entire book about ghoul cult.
That's very true. So now I know what it...
Now he's said the word ghoul. I mean, you know what you know.
You mean the book called Cults de Ghouls?
Yes.
About ghoul cults?
That would be the one. But that was specifically French ghoul cult. Get French ghoul cults.
Yeah, they have different accents, different ghouls.
Yes.
I was not aware you were so well versed in such matters, Mr. Ignatius.
Mr. Williams, I vacillate between extreme caution and when that barrier breaks, sometimes I turn into a madman. I had one of those episodes just now. I've had an emotional day, and I am not surprised that as such you would deem me to be ignorant. I've behaved untoward. I apologize.
Well, now you mentioned what they are, I'm sure I've studied something about these before. I can't remember a great deal about them. Keeper, what do I know about them now I know what they are? These are.
You know that
There's cults of them?
well, there are people who wish to or cannot avoid transforming themselves into these beings, either through curse or through desires, and some people are strange. They eat dead flesh, they live in dark places, in tunnels beneath graveyards, in catacombs, in all those wonderful places you've lingered around and found ghouls. You know that you met Lucy Vane, who was cursed to transform into one. And you know they're associated with loosely associated somehow with the Black Pharaoh and with the Nile and with Nitocris. Yes, that was the name that was escaping me.
Queen or something like that.
Queen Nitocris.
I'll relay all that information to everyone there. Whilst I'm treating Ignatius. Who gets 1 hit point back.
Thank you. I must confess that was not me at my wisest. I'm just... Well, Mr. Greaves, I turn and I kind of like point myself to you.
Yes, Ignatius.
You remember our last conversation that we had?
I do.
I think if we were to go back in time, I would have ended it like this. All stars burn bright, but the brightest stars burn the fastest.
Okay.
And I believe that is the path. Let's go to this bookstore and resolve these issues.
All right.
It's rather strange that these creatures were watching that place, but let's hope we don't encounter more of them in there.
All of you fight bravely and well. I wish I had not thrown away all of my capes. I would have given you one to commemorate your bravery.
Well, we couldn't let you fall in battle.
I think by now Max is done puking at the side somewhere.
Should we try to see if there's a separate entrance to this place rather than go through the front door? Keeper, is this shop on the high street or is it off the main street?
It is on, I wouldn't high street, but it is a street that
People wander along.
yeah, people might walk along. It's not exactly a back alley, the actual front of the shop's on. It's wide enough to get a carriage down, and
True.
there's plenty of houses around.
I'm
There's
just
an alley behind the public building.
There is an alley behind the building, yes.
Let's go back there. That's probably the better plan. Ugh.
You're already halfway round towards the back of the building. That was where
Oh, was this?
Feature was leading you before
Ah, it was leading
Ignatius attacked
the
it.
building.
I have an idea.
Hmm.
I'll knock on the door until somebody answers, and then I'll talk to them, I'll charm them, I'll use my incredible wiles and mental prowess to serve as a distraction while you all go around the back.
That sounds like a plan because us he already saw, and you I don't think he did, and you are very you.
Yes, I draw people in with the power of my magnetic personality and bend them to my wills. Yes, we all know I'm incredible. I will
That's
ask you
probably
back-
not how I formulated this, but yes.
Well, you are a lesser man. Anyway, I
Are you sure
will.
you want to do that on your own?
I will. Yes, I do. Because if I need help, I'll just scream and you can come help me. Also, I can point to my wounds and ask him to help me. I'll make something up on the fly.
You could say you were attacked just outside a shop.
Yes.
Need help.
Yes. Could you slightly unpatch me up a little bit so I look a little bit less tended to?
Yeah, I'll do what I have to. Yeah, I'll make it look less professional, so it looks as if you may have done it yourself.
Just dig your thumb in and be about it quickly, please, before I lose Constitution.
Yeah.
Ow! Oh God, I should have lost the Constitution.
Okay. So, Ignatius is going to the front of the shop, and the rest of you are going round to the back. Is that correct?
I believe so.
Okay, so it's
Yeah.
split up. We're going to start with Ignatius. So you come
Okay.
round to the front of Agnes' shop.
I do, but while if I could backtrack for a
Yes.
second, while I'm in that alley, I am going to kind of roll around in the dirt so I look more grimy and more like I just was accosted.
I mean, you already look like you've just been accosted in an alley, to be honest.
I never fell, and I disagree, but that's fine. I believe I was pristine and proper. I will knock on the door frantically. Help! Help! I've been accosted!
Give me a fast talk, please. See how convincing this little sham is.
I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna spend the 11 points of luck and go down to 9.
Okay.
Help! Help! I've still been accosted! Knock, 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 knock.
Nobody comes to the door.
Then I must. As I look around, is anyone looking outside? Have I drawn anyone else's attention?
Are you trying to draw their attention? Are you trying to be loud enough that nearby houses can hear you?
I'm trying to be loud enough that he can hear me. I don't know if I'd be able to have like a perfect range of sound to make that bubble.
You do see a little movement at one of the windows in the house just across the street.
I'm going to double down. I'm going to start pounding on the door and yell, please, please help me. You're the only one with the lights on. And I'm going to try to like do it in a more leading way. And if it works the way that I'm trying to get it to go, it's more of a persuade. Please, it would be inhumane to not help me. I'm a lover of lore. I have so much
You're
to live
trying
for.
to sort of make a reasoned case
Yes.
of why it would be a bad idea to leave you out here? You know, I will let this be a persuade, yes.
No whammy, no whammy, no whammy. Oh, yeah, that's what we love.
You hear a rustle of movement from the other side of the door, and a series of bolts being undone. Shink, 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 shink. The door opens a crack, and you see a man peering out. Looks
Please.
you up and down.
Please help me.
Why are you shouting at my door?
Because yours was the first one that I saw with the lights on, sir. Look what they did to my face. My face. Look
Keep your
what they
voice down.
took from me.
There's no need to be shouting outside my door at this time of night.
I meant no offense. I barely know where I am. I'm wild and feverish.
What do you want?
I need... What's the shop's name again?
Unconsidered trifle.
Unconsidered. I need the help of somebody who has immense knowledge, such as a shopkeeper as you. Please help me.
What is it you want help with?
I need someone to wait outside with me while the police come, and then
I'm
if
afraid
those
I cannot
bag-
help in that case.
Could
I'm
you
sure
let me
the
inside?
good people
then?
across the street be well
I
willing to wait with you while the police arrive.
I tried, and they didn't answer the door.
Now,
for
if
they're
you've
not as-
finished wasting my time, unless there's anything else you wish for help with,
What else could you help me with? Can I make a fast talk roll?
depends. What are you trying to lie about?
Well,
What are you
since-
trying to? What's the
well,
sham you're
since
trying to
he-
give here?
Well, now I'm looking for a way for him to help me in some other way, since he said it like that, even though I'm not really looking for that help. And I'm trying to elongate the conversation.
You don't need a roll for that. You can keep if you're just talking. But if you're trying to discern what it is he's offering, that would be psychology. If you're trying
I'm trying to. Oh, well, yeah. Okay, I'll make that roll. Boys and girls, this is not looking good for the champ. I don't have enough luck.
You can't quite. He's trying to tell you something, but you're not sure what.
If you could please be more plain spoken, I would be able to better communicate. I am a.
You asked for me to be plain spoken. You come shouting to my door about attacks.
I'm sorry. I didn't ask for this to happen, and you're the only person who opened the
did?
door because you're a decent man.
I'm sorry, that is where you're sorely mistaken, my friend.
Well, if you're not a decent man, I'm also a rapscallion myself. So maybe there's something else you could help me with.
There is. If you were to show the barest inch of honesty, I can help you. But you attack my servants and come screaming at my door, calling unwanted attention at this hour of the night.
Your servants.
My servants.
Your servants are corpse eaters?
Are they?
Who?
I never knew.
Do you know who Cthulhu is?
You see him almost, roll his eyes, oh no. Really? I know that only a desperate fool would be scrabbling around in the dirt with that. Hector and Carla are out there. Did you kill them?
Oh, probably, but you didn't answer my question. Do you know who Cthulhu is?
Yes, I do.
Do you know about rituals?
Yes, I do.
I'm going to describe to him. I'll make a good faith barter. I'm going to describe to him the ritual that brought me here, basically, all the way back in Birmingham.
You're one of the Birmingham set.
I'm the only one left, at
The
least
only
from
one
that
left,
original.
yes. I've heard about that.
Ignatius,
Well, Ignatius. You should
Also known
probably
as-
step inside.
also known as Ignatius.
Seems incorrect.
See,
Please,
better
step
stage name.
inside.
Let's open the door.
He opens the door more fully, ushers
I-
you two into the dark of his shop.
I am going to enter the dark shop. And I'm now going to try to rack my brain as to navigate through the fact that we are sort of robbing this man as I'm in here talking to him.
Meanwhile, around the back of the building, the other four of you come to the back door of Unconsidered Trifles.
Does
Anyone
there
have any knowledge with opening doors and the like?
You can open it, but he's gonna hear it.
Without causing noise?
does there appear to be any light on in the back room where we are?
You can't see any lights at the back of the house. No, you can just see this small back door, and you try the handle. It is indeed locked.
Does it have hinges that are inside the frame or outside the frame?
Inside the frame, like a normal door.
I mean, the cheaper doors have them outside because you don't have to sink it inside the frame.
Right,
So-
right, just pause it here whilst I examine my doors. I think they're inside the frame. Yes, that seems correct.
Sad.
Look, I don't know what a door looks like. You've established it. I don't know how they work.
If I could have lifted it out, that would be easier
No, this
and
is
less loud.
Yeah, this is they're in the door.
I'm just gonna pull down the handle and put a foot onto the onto the frame and try to pull it out just with like force, brute force, but like slowly,
Give me a strength roll, please.
in the hopes that that's not as loud than just kicking it in.
Is there a way to try and pull it? I don't know. Hold it so it, when he pulls the door loose, it doesn't come flying out.
How would you like to do that?
I don't know.
Perhaps
That is a success.
Not quite enough to pull the door open.
I think
Yes.
Morto just tried to
Hugging
catch it when it's ripped.
and pulling at it, it seems a fairly solid door. You're going to need to
Windows back
succeed
in
a
his.
little harder just to pull the door open. Yes, there is a window.
Having a look at the window, does that seem easier to open than the door? And
I mean, it looks like it's got a latch on the inside, and it is made of glass.
no bars or anything like that across it?
There are no bars on it, so
But-
depending on your definition of open, yes, it looks like it would be easier to open than the door.
Perhaps we should try the window instead.
Oh yeah.
Put a knife or something in there and try and force it open with.
Yeah. John, you had one, right?
Yes, here it is.
Thanks. I'm gonna shove that below and try and yank it up.
Okay, give me either a strength or a dexterity here, unless you could think of any
I'm gonna use dexterity.
window-related. Yeah, you can wriggle it and finagle it, and there's a little click as the latch is undone.
Neat.
Looks like we have a way in. Hope Ignatius is doing okay.
Haven't heard any yelling yet.
Ah, Ignatius, come in. Mind the darkness. He lights a little lamp, casting this small pool of light amidst the shadowy shop. You can see the clutter all around you. Antiques piled everywhere, the light reflecting off this mummy case just behind you.
I'm so uncomfortable. I'm just like, what the fuck have I done?
So, if I am to understand correctly, a ritual gone wrong has attracted the attentions of an unwanted entity.
Yep.
And it is one by one killed off everyone else involved in the ritual till only you remain.
Or driven them insane or disappeared.
Or driven them insane or disappeared.
Or just for specificity's sake.
It's always good to be very specific. And you're sure that you have not simply escaped this creature's attention?
Yes, I had a conversation with it a few weeks or months back, and I challenged it to fight me, and then it broke or cracked some of my ribs.
That was incredibly unwise. I would definitely recommend not challenging any such entities to a fight in future.
Oh, it did much worse than that. So it broke my ribs. It was a bit of a love tap, and then it eviscerated me, and I shat myself.
You don't need all the details. Right. So you definitely got its attention.
Oh, it told me that it found me very interesting, and it found me so interesting that that's why I was the last one left.
Oh. Be thankful for small mercies. Now, how to... Well, I assume you would like to be freed from its attentions. Am I understanding correctly? There's a darkness around you, yes.
Somebody told me that my shadow was warped.
Curious. Yeah, it's marked you. It's definitely...
I'm also a bit of a derelict when it comes to substances, and a bit of a man whore.
Well,
quite frankly, I don't deserve to live.
Those two are possibly not related to the Twisted Shadow. Although when one's sanity is at risk, I would possibly advise avoiding any narcotic substances.
They help me sleep, they help me cope, and that's the worst part about it, is I slowly... It's a war of attrition that it wages upon me, you see? It forces me to destroy myself just to be able to endure what it does to me.
It might be possible that I could free you of its attentions.
Well, there was the last expert that I met. It wanted me to swap the hold on me from this, whatever it is, to Cthulhu.
No, that seems a terrible idea.
It was a stupid idea. He's dead now, by the way. Obviously a man of such limited
I think there's a way. It will not involve passing you over to any other entities. No, you have done nothing to deserve such a gift.
What?
No.
That was weird. Anyway, look, I just want to live.
Give me a moment to think. Give me a moment to think. This is a complicated situation.
Do you have anything to drink?
And he closed his eyes and thought for a moment. Meanwhile, at the back of the shop, you have the window open.
I'm gonna come in very first.
Okay.
I'll
you
try to be
quiet. Give me a stealth roll, please.
There we go. I'll try. I'm not gonna guarantee that I am. No.
You slip through.
Oh,
no, yeah, yours
the 8 is mine.
success. Yeah. D'Angelo, you following after him? You're muted, which is Misleading how stealthy you are.
Let me. Yes, it is. It is. I'm trying, but I am not doing so successfully.
Maximilian, you slip quietly into the back room of the shop. You can see there is a staircase leading upstairs. There is a door that presumably leads into the front of the shop. And there is a second staircase leading down.
Well, I'll take the one
All
down.
is quiet, and still as you start to head down, you hear the clatter and crash of things falling from the windowsill as D'Angelo and Mortimer follow you into the back of the shop. There's a clatter and a crash.
Oh, those are my idiot friends.
Ignatius, could you make me a listen roll, please? As
Oh.
see if you do not hear any sound. Abner Wick is deep in thought. It doesn't look like he's heard anything. You've not heard anything either, so there's obviously nothing to hear. They're being very sneaky back there.
I think Mortimer, once he's in, he'll try and open the back door. If it's bolted, he'll just try to slide the bolts and turn the key.
Yes, you can open the back door.
So that it's easier for John to get in.
Yes. So you open the back door for John. Meanwhile, Maximilian, you've headed downstairs into what looks to be a storeroom beneath the shop. If there was clutter upstairs, there is even more clutter downstairs. There's piles of crates and boxes everywhere, piled up against the walls of this quite small storeroom downstairs. But other than a lot of clutter, there doesn't seem to be much in here. It's dark. What form of light have you brought?
Admittedly, I probably forgot.
Okay, so in this case, you're in a pitch black storeroom, stumbling around, feeling your way around boxes and various objects in this small underground storeroom.
Perfect. I'm gonna go back and try to look around if there's like a candle or something.
There does not appear to be any candles sat around here, no.
Well, I'll go back up then.
So you come back up, the other three are upstairs in this back room.
Did you find anything down there?
No light.
Didn't take a candle with you?
I forgot.
Keeper, what are the chances are we've brought candles with us, seeing we were breaking in?
Would you have brought candles to try and break in? Answer me honestly, would your characters have thought to bring a form of light?
In the dark,
Probably.
we have
Yes,
broken
in which
into
case you have
or
candles.
probably just candles, to be fair, because they're easy to put in a pocket. So probably not many, but probably enough for us to have a candle. So I'd pass Max I'd probably pass him a candle or something like that, and some means to light it. Probably, to be fair, actually, Max has probably got a book of matches from the Pacific Club, I suspect. Just
You've
as
got matches.
Oh, yeah.
You've got a candle.
There you
There's
go.
light in the darkness, illuminating this clutter of this storeroom beneath.
yeah, I want to stay here in case Ignatius needs help. I don't want to go too far away.
Okay, so
Yeah.
are you staying at the top of the stairs then?
I'm staying near the door that leads through to. Is there a door that leads to the front of the shop?
Yes. So there is this room at the back of the shop with a staircase leading down to the storeroom.
I think I'll stay near the door just in case something. I hear Ignatius needing help and I need to head through there.
So you are on the ground floor.
Yes.
Maximilian, you're going back downstairs to the storeroom, was that correct?
Yeah, I'm gonna go downstairs and try to find where the sound came from that Maddie heard. Not Maddie heard,
Okay.
Elsie heard.
Give me a spot hidden whilst you're down there. D'Angelo and John, are you staying up with Mortimer or going down with Maximilian?
That is a success.
I will join Mr. Johnson.
Okay. John?
I will stay up with Mortimer.
Okay. Staying up with Mortimer. Yes. Maximilian searching round with the light of the candle. Initially you think that this is just it, this is the small room, and then you see, amidst this clutter, this clear path that someone has woven through. And roped away behind a pile of boxes at the far corner of the room is another door.
Like a normal door or like a trap
A
door?
normal door.
Normal door.
Like a normal, locked door.
So there's a lot of clutter.
Yes.
Is there something long and metally?
Yes, there is what looks to be possibly long and metalish that might be in an antique shop. An ornamental
opening
walking
crate?
cane.
Alright. I'm gonna grab that and I'm gonna try to use that to slowly wedge open the door.
Okay.
Oh, I'll try the handle first, but you know.
It is not. No, it is locked, yeah.
It is locked, and then I'll try to.
Okay.
Because I have no chance in hell of getting.
Give me
Dear.
strength roll, please. D'Angelo, yes?
D'Angelo would like to help.
Yes, okay. It'll be a combined strength roll, so I'm going to take a strength roll from both of you, please.
Roll better than I did. No.
No, you're struggling to leave her at the door. I would also like a look roll from the pair of you, please.
Okay,
Okay, as
both
you're-
of us? Or...
Yeah, well, it's for whoever's the lowest with look, but I can't
Oh,
remember who
mine
that
is
is.
definitely lower. Mine was definitely lower.
Okay, yours is lower, so technically you are rolling luck for the group.
And you
And it
succeeded.
is a hard success. So you don't manage to knock anything over with the other end of your long pole as you're trying to leave the door open. All is still quiet. Meanwhile, back up in the shop. Yes. Yes, that should work. I can probably fix your problem. However, it won't be a tidy solution. Are you prepared for the requirement for a little bloodshed?
How many dead people?
Oh, one should suffice.
They have to be a good person?
No, not at all.
Do they have to be willing?
No, they do not have to be willing.
Could they be a maid?
They could be a maid, yes. If you have a sacrifice in mind,
Just
that would
thinking out
work.
loud. Just thinking
Or
out loud.
if not, I can acquire one. It will take me a little longer than it usually would, as somebody seems to have inconvenienced my servants.
What's it gonna cost me?
A favor.
How big of a favor?
A simple one. I want you to go through to the back of the shop
Yeah.
and tell the people currently trying to break in to leave
Yeah.
me alone. To stay
Can
out
I-
of my business. And go their own way.
Can I level with you?
Hmm? Yes?
Those are my people.
Oh, yes, that's why I'm asking you to do this.
Right. I know you know that. But I'm saying that if they leave you be, you'll leave them be, right?
Yes. I don't want any trouble with them. I have stayed out of the London Esoteric Society's way for years. I have no interest in tangling with them now.
I'll come back with their response. But if they come back with a negative response, are you gonna kill me?
I don't want to start a fight here.
Alright, one moment.
If a fight is started, I will be forced to respond. Just
Understood.
know that if you persist in
Understood.
trying to rob me, I will not be able to help you.
I will come back with their response regardless of what it is, okay?
Excellent.
Could you give me directions real quick? It's kind of dark and spooky in here.
Take this candle.
Thank you.
Light the candle. The door at the back of the shop.
All right.
I don't know exactly where they are, but I know that they were
Understood.
attempting to break in. I presume that you were the distraction, right?
Yeah, but it was a good distraction. I gotta admit.
This is quite definitely an interesting diversion, yes.
Yeah, it's
Although the attempt
sexy.
appealed to my better nature as a fellow human being to help a injured passerby was perhaps misguided.
Misguided, but you know what? Let's not go.
It
So
caught my
I
attention.
will.
Off you go.
Off I go. Go I off. And so I'm walking. And I'm like, guys, I have a message. It's me, Ignatius, the vivacious. Some might say pugnacious.
Mortimer and John, you hear his voice on the other side of the door leading to the main shop.
Message. I opened the door. Oh, shit! I'm very good at hiding. You're probably there to help me. So here's the thing. He wants you all to leave and to not try to rob him, and in exchange, he will lift the curse on me. I think if we don't leave, he's gonna try to murder us. And he is super creepy. So I take him very seriously. I think he has a mummy under his power, quite frankly.
His own mummy?
I don't want to find out. Those ghouls are his, and he even named them. So yeah, he's kind of hot about that.
There are cults of people who are trying to turn into ghouls and things like that.
Yeah.
So being part of one of these cults.
I'm not gonna lie, he had us made instantly, and he only talked to me because he found me, I think, entertaining.
We shall have to see what the other two are up to.
Oh, I got that. I'm gonna yell as loud as I can. Other two, you need to stop trying to rob this man. We need to have group talk.
Do we know how many? Does he know how many there are of us?
Yeah.
Can just Mortimer and I leave, and that satisfy the leaving part? Leaving Max and D'Angelo.
No, this man is about the violence. Let me tell you. I hit him with the "Do you know who Cthulhu is?" and he laughed at me like I was a tourist.
Who?
Cthulhu. I get it. That's the joke. Anyway, we probably don't want any type of quarrel with this man. Let's go get the others and have a group chat. Good old parlay.
So yes, D'Angelo and Maximilian, having failed to lever this door open, you hear Ignatius shouting you from above in a very unstealthy manner.
I'm gonna kick the door.
Your foot hurts.
Alright.
Are you satisfied, Mr. Johnson?
Not really. I wish we could get through that door. I want to know what sound else you heard. I'm expecting somebody to just be behind there.
Well, we can go and ask the person upstairs.
That sounds like a plan.
I'm gonna keep yelling.
I'm gonna hold my ear to the door. I mean, it's gotten loud. So is there sounds from behind that door that we're trying to break open?
Make me a listen roll, please.
All right. Well, Another 13
Wooden-
points, sure. Why not?
Okay, you put your ear to the door and listen. You can hear movement on the other side. You hear. Almost like sounds like a scrabble of nails across wood. Like you've heard the sound of rats scurrying behind a skirting board. Think that, but much larger. Something scrabbling its way across wooden boards. And on top of that sound, you hear a whisper. Give me a sanity roll, please.
Yeah. All right. Perfect. Spending like, oh, but I get to succeed the sanity at least that.
That is a success. Yes.
All right.
Strange things behind that door.
Yeah, that does not sound like a door that we should be opening. So let's just go and turn around and go up there.
Let us go.
Okay, you head back up to the back room of the shop, where Ignatius, John, and Mortimer are.
Hey everyone.
Did you find anything?
A creature in the room down there, but definitely not what we were worried about.
It could be more ghouls. They use underground tunnel systems, so could be.
Yeah, I mean, there's a creature down there. It's not some sort of sacrifice or anything.
Doesn't seem as if we've made any headway here. But we have some of the book, at least some of the forgery. We could probably work with that. But we'll probably need to leave and come up with something else and see. It could be we're on the wrong track here and he's not involved.
Ignatius, he seems awfully amiable to just letting us leave after having broken into his house.
He said that he had steered clear of the society for years now and doesn't want to interact at this point. He's willing to help me. Honestly, he's probably willing to have a conversation with us.
But what's the cost for him to help you?
Oh, somebody has to get sacrificed, so I figure I'll sacrifice somebody evil or just try to find another way that doesn't involve human sacrifice. I don't know.
There may be it's not all sacrifices have to be life.
This one seems to be kind of required, according to him. He's way more competent than that last guy we killed. Anyway, here, why don't we all stay pat, and I'll go see if he will address all of us.
I'll probably meet you around front. I'm going to head out the same route we came in.
Okay, all right. I'm going to go back to the guy and be like, hey, would you talk to the whole group?
Yes, as long as they're not bringing any
It'll be a part.
swords and guns.
Well, I think they have those on them, but they're not going to use them. You have my word.
I would ask that they leave them at the door.
I tell you what,
have
how
heard
about
stories of
Oh yeah, no, we are
how
messing.
trigger happy their society can be, and I'd rather not have to clean all the. This place is full of valuable antiques. I don't want bullet holes in anything.
Okay. Sure. Tell you what. How about we all meet you out front? You stay in here, and we'll be out front.
Fine. Yes. Fine.
All right. I will go back and I say he doesn't want us in here. We can stand in the street and talk to him. That way he feels safer and less threatened by our weapons.
I mean, sure.
All right.
Okay. So you reconvene outside on the street. Sorry for not inviting you in, but as I mentioned to Ignatius, I really do not want to be picking bullets out of 1,000-year-old antiquities. And also,
so-
out here, we're just, a group having a chat in view of neighbours who know me and respect me as part of the neighbourhood, and would be quite alarmed to see me being gunned down in the streets by a bunch of ruffians were it to happen.
I mean, I'm not really into random killing people if not necessary, and well, the main reason we showed up at your end was because your little creature downstairs was hurt, and we were worried that you might be sacrificing people, stuff like that, and that there might be something going on that might be problematic where to go on. And so, because we were looking for the book at the same time, coincidentally, well, we thought we'd double check.
You thought you'd break in whilst you were passing by.
Exactly.
What we do?
Well, and now you are leaving? Is that what I am to assume here?
Well, I heard,
Or is this a
More-
conversational pause before you continue to rob my shop?
Is there anything unusual about his appearance, knowing what I know about the ghouls and the cults?
Give me a spot hidden, please.
Nope, that's a fail.
It's quite dark. It is night time. It's hard to be sure. But he is still wearing an excessive amount of cologne.
Yeah, that's true.
So, how do we know?
Yes, sorry.
How do we know that you will not, sneakily sacrifice Mr. Ignatius when we're not looking?
I'm not planning on... Why would I sacrifice Ignatius? What would I gain from that?
You may have some ulterior motive.
If
You
I
seem
wanted
awfully
to
nice.
sacrifice, there is a city's worth of people who
Hmm.
don't have such dangerous friends for me to sacrifice. Why on earth would I willingly go after any of you?
Fair enough.
I will agree to look over the unfortunate deaths of my servants, who I will now have to tidy up. But, in return, you go your way and leave me be. And I will help your friend to the extent that I can with lifting his curse.
Now that I've
and
been
as
watching
for
him,
The book I will be keeping, of course.
but you have it.
Yes.
Good. So we know where that ended up. So if it's being misused, you get another visit.
Who would misuse books?
I have no clue.
now that I've listened and seen him for a little bit, can I determine, is there anything about his behavior that seems off to me?
Give me a psychology roll, please.
At those.
Pretty much everything
I-
about his behavior seems off. Like, there is an undercurrent of menace to him. Like, he is dangerous, and he knows that he is dangerous. And he is the kind of, you can tell from the way he stands, the way he looks you over, with almost this hungry look in his eyes. This is a man who has done terrible things and will do terrible things in the future. He is also a little scared and on edge.
Based on his behavior, does his fear seem to be directed towards us or towards something else?
Towards you, he seems a little wary of the whole group of you. Now, gentlemen, is our business of this evening concluded?
Ignatius, is it?
If I might ask, to discuss you helping me, how would you prefer that communication to occur?
Come back to my shop, as I said to the gentleman previously who visited, in daylight hours when I am open. Please. And I will be
Okay.
happy to have a conversation.
I'll show up 15 minutes before you close, and I give him a wink. I won't.
I have only
Oh.
known you a few moments, but I would expect little less.
You know, I get that a lot. Was it something I said?
Now, are we all agreed? I will keep the book. I will deal with whatever those idiots did to it. And we need not cross paths again aside from Ignatius here.
Sounds
Sure,
great.
hope so.
Wonderful. Well, in that case, gentlemen, I will bid you adieu.
Say hi to your mummy for us.
I will.
I'm
Bye-bye.
so
He's-
wrong.
Steps back into his shop, and you hear the clunk, clunk of his many bolts being slid into the frame.
I pivot to the party and I say, I told you he had a mummy.
Downstairs.
Yeah, I don't
We
know.
will have to deal with him eventually.
Never. Ever. No. Never.
Yeah, it does seem that way. He's well, yeah, we shouldn't probably talk about this here. Let's get going, and at least until we're a bit of distance away, then we can talk about what's happened.
Okay. So as you head off into the night, away from unconsidered trifles, a delightful little antique shop. That is where we're going to end for tonight.